Hello, my name is Athena. I'm sending you this first video from Utrecht, Netherlands, since I moved from Montreal, Canada. So for this practice today, I recommend having at least one block, or if you're like me and you don't have a block, we can use some books. Have a little stack of 3 solid books to sit on, which works just fine. So if you have a dictionary or something like that, that's great. So I invite you to find a comfortable sitting position. You can either be in hero's pose like I am, or cross-legged, whatever fits you best. Hands can be on the thighs, or maybe hands together, palms up. And if that's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes or gaze softly towards the floor. I invite you to start arriving. Feel your sit bones against the support. Let your body settle, get a little bit heavier, feeling the weight of the body onto the bottom of the body, on the legs and the glutes. And once you feel like you've arrived, bring your focus towards the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, without controlling it if you can. Feel the muscles of the face relaxing, and invite yourself to bring your presence completely here on your mat with your sensations. In fact, today I want to invite you to observe internally, go internally. Can you look inwards and notice how you're feeling, how you are today, this week, right now? I'm filming this at the end of January, so maybe it's appropriate for you to notice where you are at this end of the first month of the year. Can you make a bit of a look back and see, did you accomplish what you wanted? Maybe you had some resolutions. And if you didn't, try not to be judgmental. Be soft with yourself. Notice what you did accomplish, big or small. And maybe see if there's something that you really want to accomplish in the next month, next week, or throughout the year. And see how that makes you feel. Look in, gaze in. Let's bring our hands together at heart center, palms touch. Gently lower the nose towards the fingertips. Gentle bowing of the head. Connecting the head, the thoughts, to the emotions, the heart, the feelings. And let's start this practice with a deep inhale through the nose. Fill out lower belly, sides and back. And exhale completely through the nose. And when you're ready, you can let go of the hands. Gently blink the eyes open. And we'll come into our first posture. So the blocks or the books are handy here. We'll find a supported malasana or squat. Feet are on the ground. Knees bent. So the feet will be a little bit wider than hip width. The toes will either point forward or a little bit out, depends on how your hip socket is formed. And the hands will be at the back, or if it's more comfortable for you, keep your hands on your knees. The higher the blocks are, or the books are, the easier it's going to be on your hips, so you can adjust. And we'll come into hip rotations. So starting with your right hip, rotate onto the inner edge of the foot to find an internal rotation of the hip. And then we'll rotate on the other side, outer edge of the foot, external rotation. And then come back to center And using your core muscles, gently lift the foot off the floor and lower it back down. Same thing with the left leg, internally rotate. So we're gazing in, looking in, and also internally rotating our hips. That's the theme today. And we'll balance that out with external rotation. Always got to do both sides. Come back to center and gently lift the foot off the floor and lower it back. 2 times each side again. So internally rotate right hip, externally rotate. Come back to center and lift it up. Lower the foot. Internally rotate. You might see that the internal rotation is perhaps a little bit less easy than the external rotation. We don't do it as much in our everyday life. And float the foot up and lower it down. One last time. Internally rotate. Externally rotate. To center and lift. In and out. Center and lift. Lower it down. We'll shift the weight into the feet. The hands can come forward onto the fingertips and gently float the hips off the block or books. And gently extend the legs in a forward fold. Make sure the head is heavy and you can remove the blocks or the books to the side. We shouldn't need them again. And let your feet be wide to start. Let the upper body soften and get heavy. Make sure you're at the top of the mat if you're not already. You can do little yeses and nos with the head. Maybe grab your opposite elbows. Bring your breath into this posture. Maybe even pedal the legs a little bit, bending one knee at a time. Wake up the back of the legs. And we'll gently stabilize the posture. Lower the fingertips down. And come to bend the left knee very deeply. Left fingertips or palm of the hand comes to the center in front of the face. Keep the right leg extended, right hand to lower back. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale to twist to the right. Right shoulder reaches over the left. Maybe the gaze follows, maybe you gaze forward to the right, and maybe you extend the right arm. Keep breathing here, lengthening the left side from the left hip to the left armpit. And then lower the right hand down to switch. Right knee bends deeply, right hand at the center on the floor, left hand to the lower back. Push both heels down, inhale, lengthen. Exhale to twist. And keep breathing here. If you did on the other side, extend the top arm towards the sky. Lengthen right hip to right armpit. And lower the left hand down. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Maybe bring the feet a little bit closer together so they're hip width apart. And inhale, come all the way up, pass through your straight spine and come all the way arms overhead, strong legs. Exhale, release the hands to the heart and by your sides. Finding your Tadasana mountain pose. Feet are nicely anchored. Arms are engaged and strong by your sides, fingertips pointing down. Shoulders are gently back, finding equal length of the front and the back of the shoulders. Finding a gentle engagement in the core so that your pelvis is in a neutral stance. And bring your focus to your legs. Feet are anchored down. Heels, toe mounds, and toes supporting you. Most of the weight is into the heels. Feel the arches of the feet lifting up off the floor. And without doing any movement, I'll invite you to energetically internally rotate the hips, which means it's like you're expanding the back of the legs and squeezing together the front of the legs, like they're rotating in towards the front. You might feel a bit of space at the lower back or at the glutes. And then energetically externally rotate the hips, as if you're gonna bring the toes of both feet in opposite direction, like in ballet. So you might engage gently the glutes. And it's as if the legs were coming together at the back. Let's do that again. Energetically, internally rotate the hips, as if the toes were going to go touch each other. And then energetically, externally rotate the hips. And maybe see if you can find some sort of balance between those two, as if you were doing both at the same time. Bit of a weird thing to think of or to feel, but just explore that. All right, and keeping that strength, maybe open the eyes if they were closed, and inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over all the way down. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up, fingertips to the shins, top of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot back, lower the knee. For a little lunge, reach the arms up, squeeze the hips towards each other. Exhale here, maybe get the hips a little bit heavier, keep energetically squeezing them together. Reach both fingertips, all fingertips up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand and stretch to the right. Inhale in the space you just created. And exhale here. Inhale to center, both arms reach up. Exhale, fingertips down. Long spine, inhale. Exhale to a half split. Hips reach back, right foot is flexed, toes towards the face. Inhale, wave it forward, heart forward. Exhale, back, stretch the sit bones towards the back of the mat. Inhale, forward. And exhale, wave it back. Inhale, bend into the right knee. Tuck the left toes, reach the knee up. Anchor the hands down and step back to plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, knees down. Find your plank here on your inhale. Engage your core. Tailbone points towards the heels. And exhale to lower just halfway down. Keep the shoulders wide and come back up. Baby push-up. Maybe you come down here for 2 more. Maybe you go a little bit deeper. And everybody come back up. And then come all the way to the floor. For baby cobra, tops of the feet to the floor. Roll the shoulders back, heart reaches forward. Exhale, tabletop, hands and knees. Inhale for cow spine, belly reaches down, gaze forward. And exhale to round the spine, push into the hands, gaze in. Second time like that, inhaling in a cow spine. And exhale in a cat spine. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Coming into our first down dog, you might pedal the legs. Let the head be heavy. When you're ready, stabilize your dog. The gaze can be towards the center of the legs or towards the navel. Gazing in again, how do you feel? Check in. Press the arms strongly to the ground, shoulders strong. Fingertips and thumbs push down. You'll bend to the knees, look forward, and take little steps all the way to the hands. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, release. On strong legs, come all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, fold, hands to heart. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands, fingertips down, the right foot back. Lower the knee and lift the arms up. Squeeze the hips. Inhale. Exhale here. Grab the right wrist with the left hand and stretch it to the left. Inhale into the space you created, front of the right hip, side body. Inhale, come back to center, both arms reach up. And exhale, fingertips down to lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, sends forward. Exhale, half splits, left foot flexed. One more time, wave it forward. Exhale, wave it back. Inhale, left foot down, lift the right knee, step back to plank. Lower the knees. Inhale, find your half plank, strong core. Exhale to lower as lower as you can, elbows back, and come back up. 2 more times, lower and up. Lower and up. And let's come all the way down. Baby cobra, shoulders back, push the pubic bone down, legs down. And release. Push it to the hands, tabletop, hands and knees. Inhale for a cow spine. Exhale, cat. For neutral, inhale. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Stay in your down dog. Find your base. Arms strong, legs strong. Reaching the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Finding a nice long spine. Engaging the abdominal belt all around the core. On your inhale, lift the right leg back. And think of squaring the hips. So you're squeezing the outer edges of the hips towards center. Using your glutes here, lifting or pushing the right heel up. On your next exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, push it back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, push it back. Exhale, knee to chest. Round the spine, foot between the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up, high lunge. Exhale here, grab the left wrist. Exhale, stretch it to the right. Keep squeezing the hips together. Legs push out in opposite directions. Inhale, center, arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale to lengthen. The gaze may go towards the right hand. And exhale here. Inhale, center, arms up. Exhale, fingertips will come out the front of the mat or on blocks if you have them, and lift the left leg parallel to the floor, warrior 3. Squeeze the hips towards each other, legs are strong, maybe find a gentle bend in your right knee. Coming into moon rises. So you'll use your right glute here to do the work and stack the left hip over the right. Keep both legs strong. And then come into an internal rotation, squeezing the inner edges of the inner thighs together, pointing the left toes towards the right. 2 more times like that, opening it up. Kind of a half moon. And then closing it in, squeeze the inner thighs. Keep the upper body stable. 1 last time. Opening it up. And squeezing it to center. Find your warrior 3. And step the left foot beside the right foot. Bend to the knees, Utkatasana, reaching arms up. Weight into the heels, long spine. Inhale, come all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up. Hands down, step back to plank. Maybe lower the knees or not. For 1 push up, exhale, lower, and come back up. Exhale, lower all the way down. Baby cobra or cobra on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg back. Squared hips. Feeling that energy between both hips going towards the center of the pelvis. Push the left heel up. On your exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, with control, reach it back. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to chest, round the spine, foot to the front of the mat. High lunge, inhale. And exhale here, grab the right wrist. Inhale, twist, stretch it to the left. Keep finding energy, feel the legs, push the right heel back. Inhale, center, both arms reach up. Exhale, twist it to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, center. Fingertips to the floor for warrior 3. Right leg parallel to the ground. Maybe gentle bend in the knee. Pushing the right heel back in an imaginary wall. Keep the upper body stable and open it up, moonrise. Use your left glute this time to do this. Then internally rotate. Squeeze the inner thighs together, right toes point to the left. And 2 more times. Externally rotate. And internally rotate. Think of the movement being created by the left leg, by the standing leg. 1 more time, internal. Come back to center. Gentle bend in the left knee, right foot down for yoga.athena. Bend the legs, reach up. Reach the hips back, use your core. Pushing into the ground, come all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Again, option to push up with or without the knees. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhale all the way down. For cobra. Exhaling back. Downward facing dog. Right leg lift, square the hips. Exhale, right knee, the left elbow. Push it back. Same thing, left elbow. Stay here. Reach the right leg to the left. Keep the legs like that. Left toes to the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs. Just like we did a little bit in our warrior 3 version. Reach the heart forward. Squeeze the legs towards each other. And slide the leg back. 3-legged dog. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. And inhale, reach it up. Exhale here. 1 more inhale. Exhale, fingertips down. Warrior 3. Always use your blocks if you need. Just 1 opening, external rotation. Right glute is working. Exhale, come back through center and internally rotate. Stay here. You'll bend the right knee and go tap far to the right with the left toes. And then come back up to your squared hips, warrior 3. And again, bend the right knee, internal rotation, tap to the right. Deeply bend the right knee and come back up. 1 last time. Internal rotation, bend the right knee, tap to the right. And come back up. Stay on your right leg and come to stand. Bend the right knee, wrap the left leg around the right, left arm under the right. Finding your version. Left foot can be on the outside of the leg, to the floor, wrapped back. Palms of the hands together, back to the hands together, or grabbing the shoulder blades. For 1 whole breath here, bend a little bit further. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. On your next inhale, unravel, reach the arms up, left knee to the chest. Exhale, twist to the left, grab your left knee with your right hand. Inhale, come back to center, arms up. Exhale, left foot all the way back, hands to the floor. 3-legged plank, right leg floats back. Push up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right foot halfway up the mat. Turn all 10 toes to the right, supported side plank, right arm lifts. 1 time, exhale, bring the hips just over the floor, right hand reaches back. Inhale it up, and come back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3 full breaths here. Can you look inwards and notice, what does that gaze in tell you? What shows up? Next, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale to the right elbow. Stay here, extend the leg to the right. Scissoring the hips, squeeze the inner thighs together. Try to lengthen the spine, heart forward. And slowly with control, slide the foot back in and up, three-legged dog. Exhale, foot between the hands. High lunge, arms lift. For a full round of breath. And slowly lower the fingertips to the top of the mat for warrior three. Squeeze the hips, find that squaring. You can always look back, see where your toes are pointing. That's a good reference of where your hips are. One time, opening it up, right hip over the left. And exhale, internal rotation, squeeze the inner thighs. Bend the left knee deeply, tap the right toes to the left. Come back up to squared hips, warrior three. And bend the left knee, internally rotate, tap to the left. And square. One last time, like a curtsy. And back to center. Keep a gentle bend in the left knee and slowly come up, finding your garudasana, right leg wraps over the left. Right arm under the left, finding your version. Again, gazing in, notice what does your body need. Maybe today your body needs something a little bit softer. All right, next inhale, unravel, come all the way up. Exhale to twist to the right. Left hand front knee, right arm reaches back. Keep that strength in the left leg. Inhaling it back up to center. Exhale, step the right foot all the way back. Hands down, three-legged plank, left leg floats back. Three-legged dog, left leg up. Exhale, left foot halfway up the mat. Pivot both feet to the left. Supported plank. Exhale, come float all right over the floor. Come all the way back up. And lower the left hand down, downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths here. Maybe find a child's pose if you need. Find your rhythm of your breath again. Take this time to gaze in. If you're in child's pose and the forehead is to the floor, look towards your feet, towards your navel. Let your body soften and let yourself be present for it. And now slowly meet each other in downward facing dog when you're ready. And we'll inhale to lift the right leg back. Exhale, right foot halfway up the mat. Coming back to the supported side plank. All 10 toes pivot to the right. Right arm lifts. We'll exhale to hover off the floor, right arm back. Push into that left arm, reach it up. Right arm overhead. Again, hovering and lifting it up, arching the side body. One more time, lowering. Push it up. And exhale, lower all the way down. All right, coming to our little peak pose. So this leg is an internal rotation. That's where all the work comes to. Left hand will be in front of the hip and a little bit out to the side. Fingertips are pointing towards wherever you're facing. Outer edge of the left foot is on the floor and the right foot is here, also pointing in the same direction as your fingertips. All right, we have a few options here. We'll just start by all practicing our shoulders. So it's a little bit like when we lower down in our push-up. Left elbow will point back, and we'll lower the chest down. And try to reach the chest forward. And this hand is here to help for now. You can also place the palm down and come up. Okay, already that's pretty tricky. You can stay there. Second option, you can lower and float the left leg, staying on your left hip. Try to square your shoulders. Maybe gaze a little bit forward. Use your core here. Everything's more stable. And lower down. Okay, that's also an option. You can stay there. You can always step one option back if you like. Listen to your body. Okay, then you can either put your hand against the shin, or the mollet, the back of the leg, or grab your foot. So you'll see, it depends on your body today. I'll show you with the grabbing of the shin. So grabbing the leg with a pretty sturdy grip. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna lift the hips into a baby grasshopper. Right foot will push into the floor to help, and the heart will reach forward to come into that chaturanga or push-up arms. So grabbing your shin or your foot, look forward, and then lift the hips. Push the left foot out, like in our warrior 3, and lower the chest. Make sure you're breathing, and you can lower whenever you need. If you're doing with your foot, same thing, lifting the hips, lowering the shoulders. All right, coming back the way we came in, fingers point forward again. Left outer edge of the foot pushes down, and we're coming back to our side plank. And right hand to the floor, downward facing dog. I invite you to move a little bit here, wiggle that out. It's pretty crazy pretzel-like position. So you can move it out, maybe inhale in the plank, find a bit of a balance in the body. In your down dog, press the legs back and down. All right, let's do the other side. I'll switch around just so you can see me. So left leg will reach up, and left foot will come halfway up the mat. Pivot off and toes to the left, side plank. Exhale, hover off the floor. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to hover. And inhale up. Exhale, coming down. One last time, push it up. And come all the way to the floor. All right, same thing. Left foot come a little closer. Right hand will come at the front of the hip and out to the right. Fingertips point forward, toes point forward. The right leg is strong. So you're pushing the heel towards the edge of the mat. Same thing, we can start with our little push-up. So lowering down and coming up. You want to avoid rolling the shoulders. So think of externally rotating the shoulder back, engaging your shoulder blades a little bit, and lowering with that control. All right, second step. Lowering it down, float the right leg. Push the right heel towards the back of the mat. And come up. You might want to shake it out a little. Okay. Find your version, maybe 1, 2, or grabbing the shin or the foot. Arm comes in front of the left shin. All right, so grabbing it firmly. Use that strength of the leg to lift yourself up. Whew. Look forward. Keep the shoulders back a little bit. Gaze forward. And when you're done, lower it down. It's a hard one. All right. As we came in, fingertips point forward, outer edge of the foot grounded. Push it up to your supported side plank, and the left hand will lower down for your downward facing dog. Take a moment here, wiggle it out again. Maybe find a child's pose if you need. And I kind spine back to the front. You can either do one last flow or just hold a plank. And when you're ready, we'll all meet in child's pose. Knees can be wide apart or together. Big toes touch, forehead to the floor. And once again, tune back in. Invite your gaze to go internally. And slide your hands in front of the knees. Roll yourself up. And you'll sit to the side. Reach the legs forward. And come to lay down all the way onto the back. Take a moment to arrive here. Feel the upper back, middle back of the hips anchoring down. Feeling the support underneath them. And you'll bring your heels a little bit closer to your bum so that the fingertips can just barely touch the back of the heels. Keep the arms by your sides, palms of the hands pressing down. And you'll press into the feet, gently engage your glutes, and slowly lift the hips up in a bridge. So glutes are gently engaged, but if you get too much, the hips are going to come out into external rotation. So you want to avoid that. Use all that internal rotation energy you find through the practice. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your thighs. And from there, can you push into the heels and maybe lift the hips a little bit higher, rolling onto the tops of the shoulders, maybe walking the shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Keep the back of the head pushing into the floor, gazing to the ceiling. So you might be bringing the chest towards the chin, but the chin is not going down towards the chest. Make sure you're still breathing through the nose. Legs are strong. Tailbone is pointing towards the knees. For 3, 2, 1. And slowly lower down. Take a moment here without moving. Hands can come to the belly. And just feel the posture in your body. Practice that inner gaze that can feel the effects, even the subtler ones. Bring your feet mat width apart. Reach the arms out by your sides towards the letter T. And lower both knees to the right. And keeping the movement, bring the knees back to center and all the way to the left, like windshield wipers. Moving slowly. Keep practicing that inner gaze. Can you notice the sensations throughout the movement? Feeling the touch of the ground as it shifts across the hips, across the feet. Feeling the various stretches along the hips and the legs, maybe even the upper body, the core. And next time you come to the right, stay there, both knees lowered. If the left knee permits, you may stack the right foot over the left knee, bring a little bit more weight. If there's any pinching in the knee, place the right foot back on the floor. And in either case, think of reaching the left knee towards the front corner of the mat, so lengthening the outer edge and the front of the left hip. and the left side body. If that feels good for you, the head can roll to the left. If it isn't already, the eyes can close, helping you gaze in a little bit more easily. Slowly, if the right foot is on the left knee, lower it down and gently switch sides, lowering both knees to the left. Maybe stacking the left foot over the right, again mindful of the knee, and perhaps turning the gaze towards the right hand. Invite your breath to slow down. You will lower the left foot down and come back to center. Gently squeeze the legs in towards the chest, wrap the arms around, lift the head up, forehead to knees. Pick yourself in that tiny little ball, squeeze it in, and exhale, release all the way to your Shavasana, final relaxation pose. If your lower back has any sensitivities, you can always keep your knees bent, feet on the floor, maybe even knees against each other. Otherwise, legs will be out, mat width apart or wider. Arms out by your sides, wider than the mat, palms facing up. You can adjust your shoulder blades, feeling the top of the back well rested and supported. Let your body settle. At this point, you may let go the inner gaze. Let yourself simply be. Use this time to absorb and remember your practice. Keeping what was useful and letting go what wasn't. Keeping away any judgment, any thought. And inviting the body to rest. To get a little bit softer with every exhale. Continually noticing and accepting that the ground is right there, unconditionally supporting you. bit more time. Please stay on your back. This is your practice. If you're ready to move, start by deepening your breath. You can gently roll the head side to side. Inviting movement through the fingertips and the toes, wrists and ankles. Bring your feet together, arms overhead, stretch it out. And release. You can bend the knees, bring the feet down, and roll yourself to your right side. Right arm can stay like a pillow under the head, left hand to the floor in front of you. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Taking a moment in fetus pose. And when you're ready, gently push the left hand to the ground and come up to sit. Keeping the eyes closed with the gaze soft and a comfortable seat. Legs crossed or back. Letting your hands settle on your legs. And take a moment to arrive. Feel the sit bones anchoring down. And once again, gaze in. Notice if there's any sensations showing up at this moment. Gently bring your hands together at heart center. The gentle bow of the head, chin lowering down. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking this time for yourself today. For moving, for breathing, for listening. And we'll close with one deep sigh. Inhaling fully through the nose. I invite you to keep on your day with this inner gaze, with this presence for yourself. Thank you. Namaste.